This week's episode is brought to you by SAMI Social. SAMI Social will custom tailor your business social media needs. Our certified experts will work with you to develop a custom strategy to best suit your business. From original copywriting to content calendars, photography and videography, and social influencer coverage. We can do it all while keeping it original to your brand and your voice. Visit SAMISocial.com and use code GenBlend for 15% off your first month of social media management. Again, that's SAMISocial.com, code GenBlend for 15% off your first month. SAMI Social, because every post matters.
Welcome to GenBlend, a podcast about bridging the generational gap within marketing, hosted by Infuse.
Hey guys, Stacey Devine here with Infuse. I'm the boomer of the group, and I have the good fortune of having the lovely and talented Miss Stephanie Haisley with us today.
Hey.
And today we want to talk about blogging.
Yes.
We get a lot of questions about people wanting to write a blog. First and foremost, what's a blog?
So a blog, first of all, it's on the internet. It's something that is online. So blogs you could think of as a digital newsletter or a journal entry or a behind the scenes article.
So from a business standpoint, from a marketing standpoint, the why blog, why would you blog? To share opinions?
I think it's to share opinions, to share relevant news, to share things that you can't just share on a day-to-day basis through maybe your conversations with clients or on social media. It dives a little bit deeper. So it's more of a personal inside look at that company, the company's culture, their thoughts. Blogs are just a place to share all of that.
We have a blog.
We do.
And we have three or four different people, I think, writing it, right?
We have
four. Multiple voices that are coming across. We always talk about something that has to do with a tie to marketing, but it's not always
marketing tips and tricks.
For me, writing a blog really doesn't take that long.
Comes out pretty fast. Yeah. Because they're personal. And I think that's one thing people forget about blogs is you can be a little bit more personal when you're writing those. They're not so scripted. It's not like you're writing a press release and it has to be very technical. Blogs get to be a very personal look inside of the company, inside the person's thoughts that are writing it. It's very personal.
And it doesn't have to be a certain length. Nope. It can be short, can be long.
Exactly.
Right?
Any length will do.
Because I think that's a misconception that blogging is very time consuming. And although I have, and you have as well, because you have bloggers that you follow, I have bloggers that I follow, it can be very time consuming if you want it to be. Some are like dissertations.
Yes.
And others are just snippets. So, doesn't have to be, there's no formula.
Right, exactly. And it just varies on the audience that you're talking to. So maybe the really long ones are self-help blogs, but you could read a really short one too that's maybe just a food blogger or like our blog. It's not super long, just quick, short tips and tricks.
Does it cost money?
It can cost money. So there are free blog services out there. WordPress offers a free blog. However, most blogs that you use for business do cost money. You usually have to pay for your URL or domain name if you want something to be a specific URL. So for example, www.genblend.com/blog. You would have to pay for that. Or you can not pay for your domain name and use a free domain, but it'll usually have a .wordpress in it. So you don't have as much branding to it. And then you have hosting fees associated with that. And then if you have a specific template you'd like your blog to look like, that can also cost money.
So it can cost money and it can't cost money. It can be free, can be not free.
Exactly. It just depends on how seriously you take your blog. So if you're just someone like I was back in college being a travel blogger and I just wanted to share information with my family, that was completely free. I didn't have to pay for a thing. But when you're talking about a business blog, you usually put the money behind it.
That makes sense, I think.
Yeah.
But even if I write a blog, one of the things that I've asked you on a consistent basis is how do I even get someone to read my blog? Because even though I think what I write is interesting and funny, how does somebody else find out about me?
It's all about sharing. Best way to share these days is on social media. So when we write a blog post, the very first thing we do is schedule it out to go on Facebook. We'll put it on LinkedIn. We'll share it maybe on Instagram stories, send out an Eblasts saying that we've written a new blog post. It's all about sharing. That's the best way that you can get people to read your content.
What's the benefit of a blog from a business standpoint?
There's a couple different benefits that you get from blogging. The very first one is going to be your SEO. So when you have...
Which is search engine optimization for those of you who are my age.
When you have a blog, what it does is it just helps direct people back to your main business website. And the reason for that is because of links, because of the keywords that you use. So by having a blog, you open up yourself to becoming higher ranked on Google, which is what everyone wants.
So what's the difference between a business blog and a personal blog, though?
I look at them. My personal blog is more of a journal for me. It's some way that I can write down all my experiences and have a documented digital version of it. So I look at it very personal. Or you can think of a personal blog as maybe like a mommy blogger or someone who is sharing recipes and they're like a food blogger. That's all personal. When we're talking about a business blog or a professional blog, there's usually a reason behind every single post. So you'll notice a call to action maybe at the end of them. You'll notice that there's some kind of tie-in to their business or maybe a partner business. There's a reason behind every single post, whereas a personal blog doesn't have to have a reason. It's just sharing to share.
Can you attach downloadables to it? Can you put pictures in it? Should you put pictures in it?
Blog posts must have pictures. It's just kind of like a unwritten rule. So definitely have a picture in it. Even if it's only just a header image, you should have one. Attachments are great. Other links to other articles that you've written or to other websites that you want to drive people to are great. The more that you include in there to give the reader something to do, the better. So you want them to be directed somewhere. That's the whole point of having a blog.
And reviews?
Yeah. People can comment on them. People can write reviews of your blog. The more you have, the better again.
What happens when you have those people who comment kind of in a mean way? Like they disagree with you?
It happens. Yeah. But I think it's good because it creates dialogue, even just amongst your readers, which is really good. So then they start interacting and engaging with each other. And I would never just ignore a comment like that. Like definitely get in there and respond and say thank you and be gracious about it. But comments are great.
I saw a blog comment, I want to say just in the last couple of days, where somebody was really blasting the writer because they vehemently disagreed. And the writer came back in such a ferocious way. It was everything I could do not to write this guy and say, oh my gosh, big, bad move. Because all that's going to do is escalate it. Although then I started thinking, well, maybe that's what he wanted to do. Mm-hmm. Right? Maybe he was trying to get into some antagonistic behavior for a reason.
Yeah.
Because maybe that creates more of a following.
You just have to think about who your audience is. That's ultimately it. Like, do you want to create that discourse and discussion, or do you want to have it be everyone happy-go-lucky? Thanks for the feedback. Hope to see you on the next post.
Let's be friends.
Exactly.
So what else do you think is the purpose of a blog? Do you think there's anything else that people should know?
I just think it provides a better look at the company and the company's culture. So taking it back to Infuse, we had talked about writing a blog all about our internships and their experiences interning here and giving a better look into what our day-to-day looks like. And so I think that's something that's really special about blogs is you're providing the viewer a look into your company that you wouldn't see regularly. So it seems more authentic and more genuine. So I think it's a really good place to just share who you are, what you stand for. There's so many benefits to being open and sharing with your readers.
And I agree with you. And I think because our culture at Infuse is so all about every individual has something important to add to the team. We want all voices heard instead of just always my voice heard, as the case may be. So I think that's important for us. But I follow a couple of bloggers who it's consistently all about them, their opinion, their knowledge, their expertise, etc. And I think that's good too. But at some point in time, I get tired of hearing them. No offense. So that's one of the things I like about ours is that we have so many varied voices within our culture, and we encourage that here. Well, as everyone knows, we love to give things away for free here at Infuse. And so, of course, we have a downloadable that you can get at the end of this show.
The downloadable this week is going to be a blog audit. So what we're going to give you is basically a questionnaire, and you can take an audit of your blog to see if it's working, if it's reaching your correct audience, where you could potentially improve. So this is going to be like a little homework assignment for you to go home, look at your blog, and do some reflecting.
Thanks so much for joining us. And as everyone knows, we actually do write blogs for our clients. So if that's a need, definitely give us a holler, and we'll see you soon. Until next time.
Visit teamgenblend.com to download this week's and all past takeaways and to sign up for the GenBlend email. Check out Infuse Marketing and its subsidiaries DesignFix, GoPresso, SAMI Social, Pix and Post, and Loop Workshops. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.